Hello.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've lost her.
Oh shoot. She'll be back. She's
there you are.
the team organizer for the Global Unity Games.
Hi.
Fabulous.
May there be.
Okay.
I haven't met Niobe. Tell me who
Hi.
you are. Hi.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm sorry, I kind of blipped out here and there. So hi, Summer. Hi, John. So, and whoever else. Who else do I have here?
well, you know, I'm going to make sure everyone's got
Sandra,
you mouse over
Isabel, and Peter. Hi.
there.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
And Mr. Peter Hayes.
Hey, Mr. Hayes, can you hear us?
Hi.
Okay, Peter maybe doesn't know hear us yet. But, you know, we're all learning how to use Zoom, right? So if you mouse over one of those squares in front of you, it should reveal the name. Even when people call in, you can rename them so that you know who you're talking to. And I'm thrilled that we're all here. Peter, can you hear us now? No. Okay. And you can't chat with people, right? So simultaneously. Aha, we have a caller here. And I am recording this call too. I need to let you know that for training purposes and whatever they say when they say that to you. But anyway, welcome.
For quality assurance and training purposes,
That's
John.
right. That's right. Quality assurance and training.
There you go.
She got it.
Too funny.
This crazy world we're in. All right. Whoever just joined us by phone, welcome. More people.
Oh, and there's somebody else. There we go. All right. Yay.
We'd love to
There,
hear
that's
your
better.
voice, even though we can't see your face.
Welcome. All right. Peter, I've yet to hear your voice. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, good, Peter. Hi. This is Peter Hayes from Service.
Hello.
Yeah. And Peter's really,
Hi, Peter.
that's his.
Hello.
That's Isabel from United Religions Initiative. And Peter and I were in a circle with Sandy Hart in Louisville a number of years ago, where really the games reached a new threshold. Peter's so creative and supportive in his work with Service for Peace. Not only does he do amazing work in Louisville, as you know, Louisville is our rival, our arch rival. I think every community should challenge itself to be as compassionate as Louisville. But Peter works for Service for Peace, which is one of the lead agencies with the Corporation for National Community Service. And 9/11 Day and the MLK Day weekends are two national days of service, and we partner around that, and their support is vital, and I'm thrilled that he's here. And a number of folks on the call will be joining us should also be and will be Service for Peace grantees, sub-grantees, or like Sandy Hart and the work we're doing with women and girls. So let's wait a couple more minutes. You know, what's so great about these calls, if you're like 2 minutes late, you feel like you're really late, but others are joining us.
I'm just going to grab
Hi, John. This is Lisa Walker.
Hey, Lisa Walker. Let me add.
I'm at work and listening in, so I won't be saying much, but I'm wanting to hear all the good stuff. Thank you.
Okay, Lisa's fabulous. She's from Austin. And one of the leagues or the compassion hubs in Austin, Silicon Valley, Seattle, and Louisville are in a fierce, good-hearted, healthy challenge. So Lisa's here from Austin. Peter's here from Louisville.
Who's calling in from the 909 area?
Yeah, who else do we have here? Who is the 909?
This is Jan Chase,
Hey,
the minister of the Unity Church. Hi.
I was hoping that was you. This is the Compassion
It is me.
Inland Empire of here in Southern California.
Yes.
Great.
Hey.
Jan, one more time. Did you
Although I'm in.
say Chase?
Chase.
Go ahead.
C-H-A-S-E. Is that right?
Reverend Jan Chase.
Reverend Jan Chase.
Okay, let me add that here. I'm putting your name up so everyone can see it.
Okay.
Because it just shows your phone number. See if you now. All right.
And there's another person from the Inland Empire. This is Kathleen Jacobson, but I'm calling from my work phone, so the area code looks like San Diego.
Got it.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
Hi,
Great
Kathleen.
to have you.
Passionate California.
Thank you.
Jacob.
Hi, Reverend Jan. Where are you at? Where are you from?
I'm from Pomona, but I'm in Minnesota right now.
Okay, Unity in Minnesota.
No,
No,
I'm just visiting my son.
Oh,
in
okay. So
Minnesota.
I've got my co-opetition, my team, my vision I have is going to be involving Unity churches and Unity and CSL churches. So I would love to know where I can get a hold of you after the call.
Yes.
Great.
Do you want me to just give you my number now?
Sure.
909-896-0991.
0991. Okay, great. Thank you.
Naomi, loop me in
You
on
bet.
that conversation because I've been working with them, part of Compassionate California, and then I have a lot of contacts here with the CSL and Agape and Unity churches. So,
Oh, fantastic.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, and also
yeah.
through Team Silicon Valley as well as in Seattle, working with CSL and Unity churches. So the Silicon Valley Interreligious Council, and they're actually planning their closing event is going to be at Stanford, but it's a meditation. And the CSL, the Corporate Center for Spiritual Living, is involved with that as well there. So my gosh, there's so many rich connections. We're so close in ways that just isn't obvious, but nevertheless so meaningful. All right,
Okay.
why don't we get started here? Not that as if we
It's
haven't
gonna be
started
big.
Oh, it's already started. Game on.
already. Gosh. So I think we should on this call, it's kind of our initiating call here, give everyone a chance to introduce themselves. The idea is to have a series of calls between now. Hey, Shannon, my gosh, Shannon's here from Silicon Valley. Okay, so now we have Austin, Louisville, Silicon Valley, Seattle, United Religions Initiative, Unity Girls League. I mean, it's kind of glorious.
Mm.
Actually, in light of everything that's going on, I wanted to say I'm honestly moved.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, if there ever was a call for compassion.
As Amanda Cook from Play for Peace
Wow.
is here.
Play for Peace, guys, unbelievable.
Ah.
Clubs all over the world go in conflict zones, teaching peace through play and compassion. So fabulous, Amanda. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, God.
Thank you for having me.
God, I felt so moved, man. In light of everything, that you're showing up for this call, what I needed to see. Right? Everybody needs to show up. This is a call to play. All right. So the thought was, some moment here, everyone's going to be able to say a few words about why you're on this call. And this call is a series of calls that will take place building up to the Global Unity Games tomorrow together. And we were just at the conference in Detroit, the Points of Light, where the theme is Service Unites. This is the largest service and volunteer organization. With David Payne, we got to officially kick off the Global Unity Games tomorrow together. And tomorrow together is the kind of overarching theme, a 5-year campaign to get everyone together to learn about each other and do the global expression of hope for tomorrow. And 9/11 has now been linked to 9/21 through this. So the International Day of Peace, I know there were meetings yesterday at the UN on the plans for the International Day of Peace as well. So I thought after everybody says a little bit of introduction, with you, Summer, here, and Sandy here for support, we want to use these calls to give everyone a good understanding of what resources are available, understand the basics, the terminology, and know what to do if you need any help and support. Because the calls are great and they're live and we'll record them. But we also have a platform for Slack, a channel on Slack, that if you're a member of that team on Slack, you'll be able to stay connected to each other and to some of the really remarkable resources that are available, that are being developed by teams all over, as well as by us. So that's what I thought we'd do to start this call, and obviously start to think about the different ways that are happening. There's so much creativity at work here. But how's that as a proposed starting point? All right, cool.
Sounds good.
All right, so maybe Sandy, you could start. What's in the upper left on my screen? You're in the, like Hollywood Squares used to be.
Oh, yeah. think that makes me Charles Allen Rippey, right?
That's right.
Hi, everybody. I can't believe we're back in circle again, John. This is just great, the launch of the Global Games. So I'm located in Southern California, and I am, I guess you can say, an early adopter of the Compassion Games. Like John said earlier, some of you weren't on the call, that John first was dreaming up the Compassion Games. Peter Hayes and I and a bunch of other folks were sitting in circle in Louisville, and just kind of all caught on fire, and here we are. And I'm with an organization called Compassionate California, and we are a microcosm of the Charter for Compassion, bringing together, kind of drawing in the drawstring of all the compassion efforts that are happening within California. Before that, an interfaith activist with the women's interfaith organization, SARA, Spiritual and Religious Alliance for Hope. It's through that community building that I saw the value that really breathed life into the work that I was doing as an interfaith activist, and the compassion efforts. The Compassion Games were just quite critical to really mobilize forward our community in a really creative, dynamic, fun way. And so right now my efforts are dedicated to women and girls efforts through the Charter for Compassion sector. I'm running the Women and Girls League of the Compassion Games. So no matter what team you're out working on, certainly there's room for a women's league within your efforts, and I'm here to help with that. And I'm all over the place with this introduction, because it's all interwoven together. So I'm just here to help. I'm really excited. I'm going to come up and be able to give you a hug, Shannon. I'm coming up, and I'm going to be visiting another city up there too with their launch of the Compassion Games. So I just see the games as a solution to everything. I'm just sort of like a walking billboard. I just need to get a tattoo to my forehead, because there's opportunity last night. And the last thing I'll say, and I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to just ramble on, John. Last night I was at a racial justice gathering with the Human Relations Commission, and the Compassion Games ultimately were what we're going to do. Just to, we're going to march, we're going to do peaceful demonstrations, we're going to play in the Compassion Games. So anyway, I'm complete for now. I'm here to be of service to all of you. You can be of service to me, because I really need everybody's help.
There is a champion of compassion right there.
Yeah. Sorry I went on a little longer than I should have.
Summer.
Hi, I'm Summer Albertson, and I actually met John at the Global Unity Games 2 years ago, which sparked my love for Compassion Games and love for John. And so it's very, very dear to me. This particular co-opetition, September 11th through the 21st, is so vital. And I so resonate with what Sandy says, especially right now with the tremendous severe other side of the world not necessarily being compassionate, that I feel like I've reached out to Mark Zuckerberg about Compassion Games in the last week. Like, I just feel like this really is a space, and this platform can really help amp what the world needs, and that we all come together, and it really invites the most vital part of who we are as humans is our hearts. And so I really, I feel like this is like the most important thing to be focusing on, and to see so many of you come together and also see that this is important too, really just makes me feel like I'm sitting up taller in this chair here with all of you. So I am part of the leadership team with Compassion Games, and I also work with Sandy with the Women and Girls League right now, and just excited to support teams and anybody that wants to play the games, and how to help you make that a really successful experience, and also whatever it is that you care about the most, and how it can be wrapped into the games and woven into this collective story that's way beyond this room, so way beyond this universe. So that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you, Summer. Gosh.
I forgot to say the most important thing. I'm running the Charter for Compassion League. Team for the games. So I'm sorry, I had to say that, especially with Peter on the call.
God. Great.
Of course, I know. Sorry.
And Summer's, got so much to contribute here. Just so you know, the tale of that story is actually through Silicon Valley. Not only did Summer reach out to Mark, but actually we are in touch with a person at Facebook whose title is Product Manager of Compassion. So there's a product manager for Compassion at Facebook. And we are meeting with her today at 2:00.
Yeah, love
Okay.
Shannon's face.
Thanks to Jim Doty.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
first meeting today.
so she wrote back. She said, and Jim was the one who made the introduction, and he's such a gift. But she said she's really interested in what we're doing, and my hope is to have her there on the 22nd with you, Shannon, at the kickoff event in Silicon Valley. So we'll see. All right.
And Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. So we're going to tell her that, I'm sure on that call that Summer, reached out to Mark. And, hey. All right. So, Niobe.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. I recently met Summer back in the springtime. I put together an online summit of Explorer Spirit, and I interviewed her, and we met each other via dance and creativity in that form of doing Mia, and it just clicked. And so we did the interview, and Summer, you are just such joy. You are just absolute love, and your passion for the Compassion Games really got into my heart. So you've always been there in my mind, and Summer and I were talking about, well, there's something I can do. I'm a sound healer. I'm a singer-songwriter and a speaker with Unity and CSL churches. And it's like, well, is there something I could do, a sound workshop with my bowls and all on Whidbey? But then something came up inside me, and about in 2013, I was going to be a musician. My former partner and I were going to do music for a CSL church, and the minister said, we're going to be talking about peace. Do you have a song that you could do? Oh yeah, sure. And we'd figure it out later. But I woke up the next morning at 7 o'clock in the morning with this download of this song, and the melody, the words, everything came so fast I couldn't write it down fast enough. So, and since that time, I've recorded it, but I've held this song, and it's called Let There Be Peace. And as Summer and I were doing the Zoom call a couple of weeks ago, here came the creativity. Here came the absolute openness of the music. Said, I brought up Let There Be Peace. And because I saw that this co-opetition is about, is from 9/11 to the World Day of Peace. I thought, God, this would be perfect. And as we got into co-creation, I'm offering this song. I said, well, okay, Summer, you take a listen to it and see what you think. And she comes back, oh, you even let your lamb listen to it. That was so awesome. Your lamb loves it. So my vision with this and my team is Let There Be Peace. I am taking this song. I'm already getting it, a score of it done, or a charting of it done. My vision with this game is to take this song and to send it out to every Unity church, every CSL church, to every NIA community, Soul Motion community. What can you do with this song? How can you dance to it? How can your choir sing it? What can you take with this song to send it out there to be, let there be peace and compassion around the world? I'm also going to find the tech way to, on my website, that people could download it for free. So I've already spoken with a couple of ministers, and they're on fire. And now here with all of you, it's I'm really excited. Who knows what this song could do?
Fabulous. Yes, as a musician, I honor the power of music. My gosh.
Thank you. So I'm figuring out a day to, Summer, you and I'll talk, but actually the 21st, I'm like, okay, where can I create something to where we are live streaming a live offering of this song? Yeah. So it'll come.
Very good. Very good.
Excited for you.
Yes, thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
All right, Isabel, you were muted. I'm going to make sure you're not muted. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I was just about to do that too, John. Thank you.
Hi.
Greetings, everyone. It's so lovely to be part of this call. My name is Isabella Ortega. I represent United Religions Initiative, or URI. We are a network of grassroots interfaith groups around 95 countries in the world. We have about, oh my goodness, we just got a couple of new member groups called Cooperation Circles into our network. So we are over 785 cooperation circles now, working in interfaith partnership and addressing social issues unique to their communities around the world. Our hope for the Compassion Games is to mobilize our global network to engage in compassionate action, not just for the games, but in leading up to International Day of Peace as well. We have several cooperation circles that are engaged in multiple ways already, and this is going to be a collective network-wide commitment that we would like to make to get these groups on board. So I suppose we'd be part of an interfaith league. Is that correct, John, Summer, Sandy?
Exactly.
And we're all raring to go. As it stands right now, I was meant to be joined by our Director of Cooperation Circle Support, Maria Crespo. Some of you may be familiar with who she is, Sandy. I know you know Maria. And she would be a close partner with me in reaching out to our network and gathering how they're anticipating to participate. But we look forward to working with Summer and getting us set up. And it's such an inspiration to hear what the other individuals and organizations are doing to support this important effort. Thank you for having us.
Fabulous. Gosh.
Wow.
Wow. I say, Shannon. Shannon, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my name is Shannon Purpose, and I am brand new to this whole compassion community, and I'm just thrilled to death about it. I stumbled upon it, just ended up happening. It's definitely a God thing. And I started my master's in ethical leadership at Claremont Lincoln University in January, and we have a project that we need to do, a master's project, and I was toying around with ideas thinking, oh gosh, what could I do? Do I start a mentorship program? What do I do? And then I went to Stanford and I met John Kabat-Zinn and Dr. Doty and found out about the C-Care Center. And I couldn't believe, I was just so blown away that there's actually a C-Care Center that's studying the science of compassion, and that he's trying to cultivate this in the world today. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to be a part of this. I have to be a part of this. This is just, I'm just called to it. I need to do it. So John, Dr. James Doty put me in touch with John and Summer, and we met. We had a little Zoom meeting, and instantly we just clicked. And here I am today, just doing whatever I can do to help with the Compassion Games and work with Silicon Valley to get the Global Unity Games going. And I'm just having a great time meeting some amazing, amazing people like you all, and just being fulfilled. I mean, my heart is just overflowing with all the things that everyone's doing and what I'm seeing and all the effort that's being put in this effort for compassion.
Yeah. In fact, Hereditary Chief Phil Lane, chairman of the Games, is in Silicon Valley, and they're going to be together for a kickoff event next Friday in Silicon Valley at the Pacifica Institute. The Jain Center and Gira Shah is providing a lunch for everybody, and they're going to sign the international treaty to protect and restore Mother Earth and kick off the games this way. I mean, there's so much goodness, and there's such gratitude for what's coming together. Thank you, Shannon. Shannon's reaching out to all the mayors in Santa Clara County. The idea there is to engage, this four-way partnership. So it's the top down. We want to get the policymakers as well as all the bottom up but then outside in, like taking ideas from all over, bringing the best, but that it all starts from the inside out. And it's kind of the organizing model. So it's so great to see it come to life in Silicon Valley. And now I'm talking to Google and Facebook, the product manager of Compassion, and we'll see if we can have them there with you next Friday. Yeah. All right. So how about Amanda from Play for Peace? I'm going to unmute you here, Amanda.
She did have her face.
Yeah. Can we see you, Amanda? Have we lost?
See you.
We only hear you.
I can try.
All right. Great. Ah, there you go. It really makes a difference.
Hey.
Hi. So yeah, like John introduced me, I'm with Play for Peace. Play for Peace is an international non-government organization that deals with kids in conflict areas. So they deliver messages of hope and laughter and peace to kids around the world using a form of cooperative play. And their kind of 4 core principles are inclusion, cooperation, sharing, and fun. So as it kind of sounds, it lines up very greatly with the Compassion Games and what you guys represent. So I was very fortunate to come on board with Play for Peace at the same time when they were just meeting, Summer and John, and kind of developing a relationship there. So I came on as a student. I'm in a social work program in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, and I stayed on as a volunteer as the Compassion Games coordinator. So I really just get to coordinate between the 2 wonderful organizations and make the games happen. So it's kind of taking the Compassion Games, coordinating it with events and things that we're already doing in the Play for Peace community, and bringing it all together and delivering it to all these different countries and clubs in languages and formats and ways that they can take that and make that their own. So that's what I get to do. It's been an amazing journey, and yeah, just happy to be here. Thank you.
And,
So just, I want to point out one thing in the support and coaching and all this. There's a term that Stanford wrote about recently in their social innovation review called network entrepreneurs. Different than social entrepreneurs, because if you look at the commonality between what Isabel's got with URI, Service for Peace has with its chapters, right? Same thing with the Unity and CSL, where you're looking to have an impact, not in your organization alone, but in a network of organizations. And that's where our whole model of teams and sub-teams supports that idea. And there's a special skill set where it's really not about the organization, but about the mission. It's not about the brand, it's about humility. There's really skills developing on how to have that kind of network level impact. So it's just noted that, and I wanted to point that out because I think is part of realizing different kind of leadership skills. When you have a group like URI that has cooperation circles all over the world, it's a different kind of model than just working at the sustainability and development of your own organization. So anyway, okay, let's keep going. Peter Hayes, speaking about network entrepreneurs, Service for Peace. We can't.
Great, John, and it's great to be on the call with everybody.
Right. Welcome, Peter.
Yes, as John mentioned, my name is Peter Hayes, and I'm with, I'm U.S. National Director for Service for Peace, and I'm National Program Director for our 9/11 Day of Service, and also our MLK Day of Service. And so last couple years, we received the National Federal Grant for the 9/11 National Day of Service and Remembrance, and we've partnered with the Compassion Games, Global Unity Games, to kind of work together with our different sub-grantees around the country to recruit volunteers, host projects, and we're very excited. Last year we had over 31,000 volunteers as a team, national team, so that was pretty exciting. And we did 317 different community service projects throughout the country, and we're looking to increase that. I think with the new partnerships and networks, I think we'll increase the impact. And as far as what we're planning for here in Louisville, I also coordinate our local activities here. we have a coordinating committee that we've already met. Where we are going to be having a big peace, Salute to Our Heroes concert at 4th Street Live, which is our big entertainment district. We're also going to have about 10 or so different service projects throughout the community. So we're excited about these weekly calls. We did it last year, and it's a great way for people to stay in touch. So invite your friends and anyone just wanting to find out a little more about what we're doing with the Global Unity Games. So once again, I'm excited about our old friends and new friendships that we're creating through this movement.
Fabulous, Peter. Thank you for your support, your creativity, leadership. Yay. All right, going to keep going. Kathleen Jacobson. Can you hear us, Kathleen?
Yes, I can. Hi. This is all new to me, so I'm interested in learning about what you're doing and how I can contribute.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you for being here. Anything else? Where are you calling? I know you might be visiting somewhere else, but what's the organization you're associated with?
Well, I'm actually just a Unitarian Universalist. My activism is in creative activism. I write for the Huffington Post about a friendship that I have with a Syrian refugee woman, and I'm using the blog forum to inform people as I go along in the friendship and learn about Islam.
Ah, fabulous.
I have a question. Did I miss where in the world you are calling from?
Oh, yes, I'm in California. I'm in the Inland Empire in California.
Oh, that's great to know, because I'm going to go ahead and, I'd love to connect with you, because there's some stuff going on with refugees in Southern California, particularly. I'm in Southern California, and do you know Reverend Jan Chase?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we'll connect.
I do very well.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I want to make that assumption. Okay, good. I'll love to connect with
Great.
you. Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for making visible your own journey there. Hopefully more people's hearts will soften and will realize what it is to know each other in new ways. All right. How about
Yes, I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that. Dr. Walker, are you able to talk? I know you're at work. I'm imagining you listening in. Are you able to speak?
Probably not a good time, but I'll listen in.
Okay, great. Thank you. Lisa is a true champion of compassion. Austin had recently the city council affirm the charter, wrote into the very affirmation their participation in the compassion games, and her creativity's birthed the relay and other ways. Lisa's an awesome leader, advocate for measuring compassion and building strength. All right. How about them, Reverend Jan Chase? I'm going to unmute you on my end here. And please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm the minister of Unity Church of Pomona, California, at the eastern end of LA County. I'm very involved in interfaith work, and about 25 people from, 7 different interfaith groups in our area went and presented at the Parliament of the World Religions, and that's where I really got the fire, going to the workshop that a number of you were involved in, including Sandy Hart, around compassion, cities of compassion and compassion games. So we came back with that, and we've been trying to figure it out. It's been a struggle for me to understand how to do this, even though we've had Sandy come and speak and Peggy Price come and speak, and we've had a number of people from the community come to meetings about it. How to get it kind of launched is where we're at now. So, and then there's a lot of naysayers or questions, well, we've been talking in community for a long, long time, and so how does this different than what we've been spinning our wheels on for years? So there's it's just and I'm in this learning process, I guess.
Yeah. God, that is so good. I was afraid everyone was going to have it all figured out, and we wouldn't any longer need to be able to help anybody. So that is good. And that is so really, I mean it, Jan. Actually, that excites me because I love to see that process of a community coming to consensus and realizing sometimes, how it's our similarity that connects us, but our diversity is what gives us our strength. And therefore, everyone's viewpoint is really important.
Am I still on?
You are.
Okay. The other thing is with the events this week and the racial tensions and the violence, I feel like I really want to reach out more so to the NAACP and to different organizations and bring us all together. I think we need the dialogue around racial tension and cultural tension and all of that. But I'm not sure I'm the one that has the skills to do that. So if people have ideas around that, I think that would be a good thing to put in this mix if it fits.
Right. So the whole idea of the games is to create a framework in which there are these kinds of activities, events, service projects. So it fits perfectly, Janet. And how we make the invitation and how we deal with the cultural literacy that we need. And, I thought the president was just so articulate in talking about softening our hearts and looking really to go beyond just words and to move into what action looks like this time. So this is also relevant. This is fabulous. In some ways, like Kathleen's journey, learning how to embrace a refugee, learning how a community that's been at it for so long can be renewed. And with phrases like spinning our wheels and all that, I think that's part of what can be our source of inspiration. That was, for me at least, what led to the Compassion Games. Because I knew staying on the sidelines wasn't enough. That getting engagement was really the challenge and how to do that. Sandy, you want to say something about this too? I see.
Oh, no, I was listening. No, yeah, this is a really big conversation, especially because this opens up white privilege. It opens up all kinds of conversations that we want to come in and solve the problem. We have to solve our own problem. And for me, our own problem of what we're all bringing to the table. There's a lot to be unpacked about white privilege. And I think I can speak freely considering it looks like a very predominantly non-Black circle here. And so there's plenty of organizations that we can elevate during the Compassion Games, such as SURGE, Standing Up for Racial Justice. It's really like White People for Black Justice. There's all kinds of organizations out there that we just want to say how we want to approach them and how can we help you help us, because we're the ones that need the help too. So it's a big conversation. Perhaps we can have a separate call about this, how the games can be a catalyst for that conversation. And one of the things I always encountered as a organizer along with John for a couple of years there of the Compassion Games is that the misunderstanding that the Compassion Games is light and fairy and fun. I mean, it is. It's all of those things, but it's also, we used to say, heavy lifting with a light heart. We get a lot of important work done. And even though it's a game, and even though it's all in fun and the whimsical characters and everything in the public facing information, we know really serious stuff gets accomplished during the games. That only is the beginning of the rest of the year of our work. So I just wanted to put that out there too, that we're about to embark on something really fun, but make no mistake about it, it's some serious good work.
Yeah. The whole reframing the idea of survival of the kindest, the whole idea of co-opetition is intended to really, it's a culture hack. And we're looking to rethink some of these assumptions again. And it's just let's just acknowledge the fact that we know we need to learn here. This is a big step forward as a nation. It's hard, but you can see we are coming to terms. Just learning how to form the words, how to pronounce each other's names. Sometimes the most amazing things can be really difference making. And we're on that path. So I'm bravo. Yes. Reverend Jan, thank you for being so clear about, hey, I'm having a hard time and people don't understand this and all this. That's the stuff we really will work with. That's going to strengthen all of us in the process. All right, let's keep going. There's another caller from 916, it says. Well, I don't know if I had a chance to speak yet.
Is it me?
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's you. Hi. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. My name is Joan Marie, and I'm a co-founder with Laura Hansen of the Compassionate Capital Region here in the Sacramento area. We're in Carmichael. So I'm happy to be on this call.
Fabulous. Did you say Joan? I want to make sure I'm typing your name correctly.
Yeah.
My last name is Marie, M-A-R-I-E.
Yeah. Okay.
First name Joan.
And serve with Compassionate California too. Hi, Joan. It's
Hi.
Boy, I'll tell you guys, California is really strong. We're going to have to get our game on. All these other parts around the world.
It's on.
I thought Louisville was really, Peter, you see what's happening here. We're surrounded by this state of compassion in California.
I mean business.
Wow, Sandy's on fire.
Watch out. We're in it to win it. And by the way, we play in United Religions Initiative. They're in San Francisco.
I know. Or tell it was compassionate enough to not point that out, but I knew that because it is multidimensional. In fact, that's one of the things to make it clear is that any one team can exist in multiple leagues simultaneously, right? So Silicon Valley Interreligious Council is a part of Team Silicon Valley. So in that league on Compassion Hubs, they participate. But they're also a part of the Faith and Interfaith League as well, simultaneously. So it is true that we have finally cracked the code and we're now multidimensional, already were anyway. We can exist in multiple time. All right. So a couple things. I want to turn this eventually over to you, Summers. And Summer is the international relations coach. But when I talked to Peter earlier, there's a curriculum we thought we'll go over these calls. But the first thing is sign up to play. If you just haven't done that yet. That's the first step. And for some, it's more challenging than others, right? Let me explain it. Elaborate, but you need to sign up as an individual to play for this upcoming co-opetition. You can get there either from our homepage, where it talks about the Global Unity Games, or on our website, there's a menu called Co-opetitions. Go to the Global Unity Games and sign up to play. And everyone who signs up to play is an agent of compassion and receives a mission. But that's not the same as registering your team. So what happens is once you sign up to play, it'll prompt you right away with the option to register a team. And like we discussed before, teams can also have sub-teams. So setting up United Religions Initiative as a whole is one thing, but then when other teams sign up, they can identify their team name as a sub-team name with URI as a team that they're a part of. And Summer will here to sort this out, and we'll clean it up if we make mistakes, but it's a two-step process to sign up. Sign up as an individual, then register your team. And one of the things is, because of the way email marketing is and everything, we use MailChimp, they want a confirmation that it's really you. So the process is not complete until you get back an email and you click on it and say, yep, that's me, I want to be on this list. And that'll get you on the list, and that'll keep you up to date on events like these calls that we're having and other resources. And that'll also invite you to join this other platform we call Slack. And it's not we call Slack, it's called Slack. A lot of people use it, and it's a great skill to develop if you haven't yet. You're going to love it. It's an app for messaging. What's cool about it is you can stay connected to each other as well as have other resources that we're providing. So let me go there and just say, boy, if everyone would sign up to play, that will take you away and register your team towards making sure you're staying in the loop.
Yeah. I'm just grateful to be here with all of you, and I know that some of you have already signed up your team, so that's fantastic. And I just want to say that the best starting point, I mean, right now is a really key time. Like, it might seem like September 11th through the 21st is far away, but it's not. And the exciting momentum and sort of pre the co-opetition is when you really can start to engage your team. So I see some of you as you've signed up as a team organizer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're done. And there's still actions to take. And I also, hear from team organizers, well, I don't really have a team yet. And the exciting thing too is this is all about collaboration and co-creation. Maybe there are, like I'm already seeing here, some opportunities for co-teaming and creating, some collaboration. So it doesn't feel like it's all weighing on just you, the team organizer. And to empower these other people that you could see would be really great to be a part of your team in your community or in these great coalitions for women that you're already a part of in your community. So that's like one of the things I really like to think about and how to support team organizers is where are you already a team in a sense? I mean, where is it that would be so natural to amplify great action from the 11th through the 21st that just makes sense in your life already. So, and to, I think a really vital part before, the difference between service projects and getting involved in the games is there's, 4 steps to play. And that really once you really are on the map in a sense is step 3 and 4 is when you start reporting those actions. Once the 11th through the 21st starts, that's really when your team really becomes an active member of this collective experience of compassion. And so, and that can be really fun too, is how to engage your team players to be reporting these different actions that are going on during that time. And we, as well on Slack, where one of the things was a takeaway from the Points of Light conference that we just went to is we're really wanting to create templates and support for you of call to play. We've got stuff already up on the Slack channel to support you. So you have the resources and tools to amplify what you're doing. And that the aspect of Niobe's talking about getting many different churches involved, and we have stuff for you, so you don't need to create calls to play. You don't need to create inspirational videos. We have a call to play video even that's already for you, for all of you, that is a resource that will help you to get engagement on your team. A recent conversation we had with Shannon was really fantastic because she was like, well, my team hasn't signed up. And the thing is, the team organizer, so once you sign up the team is established that it exists. And my advice to you is really in the simplified aspect of the call to play is if your team members just need to sign up as an individual. They don't have to sign up as a team that they're part of your team. And so those are like kind of little things that can get confusing. But maybe one of your team members is like, hey, I want to have a sub-team. So that would be that they still would need to sign up as an individual and a team to establish the name of the sub-team that's a part of that overarching team, So these are like details that we're here all the time to support you if you have questions. My email is summer, SOMMER, @compassiongames.org. So if there's anything after this call or at any point that you are needing support, you can always email me. But once you get signed up, you are on this Slack channel that really is a live resource space for you all to ask your questions. And what's great about it is your questions often are questions that other team organizers are thinking about, but maybe haven't had the chance to say. So there's a great it's a common ground place where many answers can be met at once. And many people can answer. It's not just for me to answer. All of you are masters. Sandy, some of you that have been playing the games and have been supporting teams as well. It's where we can all support each other. So I would strongly suggest, if you haven't yet, to sign up your team, and we'll get you on that Slack channel and really help support
Yeah, I mean,
along
we're
the way.
learning, simply there are pitfalls to avoid, opportunities not to miss. We want to make sure everyone benefits from that. And resources are being made by you. Like, for instance, Shannon did put together the invitations out to the mayors, and that's a great resource if you want to reach to your policymakers in your community. And, that's all going to be made available there. So,
yes, and it already is.
yeah, and it's already
Yeah,
sitting there waiting for you.
it's
So,
there. And then also too, for social media, that's another thing that we are in the process of working on, which I'm really excited about, is to create these little frame JPEGs that says, well, what is my team doing for the Global Unity Games, and create these kind of, I guess you call them meetings, right? That kind of creates this global unity already happening that can really help you get people excited to be engaged with you.
and learning ideas what other folks are doing for ways to play.
Yeah.
So, for instance, there is this compassion relay that we're doing as a sponsored way to play. There's the signing of the treaty, what Phil's been talking about, and people pledging to take action on behalf of Mother Earth. Compassion for oneself, compassion for each other, compassion for the earth. There's different ways to look at it. There's a growing library of ideas on the site that people can draw from. And as you share with each other what you're doing, then like the wine and art festival that's kicking off in Mountain View is a natural. Sometimes there's already anchor events that are happening in your community that you can build on top of. Yeah.
We also don't forget that we're going to be focusing on veterans and first responders too. So please remember to engage them in your efforts and honoring them. And Summer, you said something that really just kind of rang a bell for me early on, and that is that I'm committed to bringing on more young leaders to this. I think this is a great opportunity to engage more young people in the Charter for Compassion movement and in all movements that we're working on. Isabel at the URI, it's a great opportunity for interns to get engaged. It's really what a fun way of introducing them to your organization, and what a fun task to give them, especially for some who might feel like, I know for me, I have certain limitations on technology that young people it's their nature, So I think that bringing in more young people right now and into this is really going to be helpful. I know it will be for me.
Yeah.
Are you saying I'm old?
I am. I'm 55. I qualify. I could live in Leisure World. I'm that old. So.
There's Amanda. I mean, she's turned her video on, I'm sure, to remind Play for Peace has got youth all over the world. In fact, read on the report map some of the most amazing reports from Play for Peace teams in India. There's some things if they don't make you cry, I'd be stunned. I mean, really, it's so beautiful when it gets to step 3, like Summer was saying. First step, you sign up to play. Then you dream up the ways to play, and you do them during the game. Then you report and reflect. And that is really the gold in this. And you can be anonymous, but the idea of having someone on your team take on the reporting part to make sure that those reflections get shared, it's really fabulous.
And then the 4th step, sorry if we haven't gone through all of it, is celebrate and share. And I'd like to say that step 4 really is interwoven through all of it. I mean, we're celebrating and sharing right now. I mean, that's part of the collective expression of compassion that the co-opetition happens as we're celebrating and sharing. So I also just really love that Sandy brought up youth, because that's really, with this 5-year campaign, Tomorrow Together is really about standing really with the youth leading in this movement as we look forward. And one of the things, I know Joey's not here, he's really helps craft the daily missions that go out. So when you're an individual and you sign up, then get these daily missions that really are co-creation with our team, and often many partners and team organizers. We put those missions up onto the Slack channel, and we want your advice. We want to know how we can really make these missions really exciting for all ages and all diversities. But we want to have youth really speaking the missions. Is something that we're really excited about with the Global Unity Games, is finding really incredible youth leaders that had like a video with them really speaking these missions to inspire us all. Because I mean, I think we all know that when they're, what is the young president, kid president. I mean, it just like people love that when youth are speaking these different ideas and actions we can take right now in the world, like, or if we have like a cat, you know, speaking the missions, or it's just for whatever. And I don't really mean that, but I think you all kind of know what I mean. There are certain things that like people just want to like tune in and hear more when it's coming from our youth. Like that matters. It's our future.
Well, the truth is,
generations.
half the planet is under 25 years of age. So many of us in America don't realize that fact. That is a fact. And yes. So, and Joey is an official youth, although he's reached 25. So, you know, noticed there were a few surveys recently where he's no longer in that box. He used to be. But yes.
And then 25 is is the cutoff. So.
Now, here's the thing. So we got 5 more minutes because we said we do this for an hour, right? So we're recording this call. So, of course, we're going to make these calls available on demand, right? Anyone can come and watch them. We're thinking to keep up this Wednesday call at this time. But at the same time, I'm concerned that others may not be available at this time, right? So the thought is maybe having another call at another time as well. Maybe, you know, because this is a global phenomenon. There were folks just today who signed up from Tanzania, and from Brighton in the UK.
Yeah.
And so we're thinking, if you guys agree, that, well, I mean, what's your thoughts about that? Keeping this call and this time as kind of an anchor. You're not required to come to every call. The thought was that we'll try to make it interesting by having a a topic that's relevant to everybody's teams, building the foundation at this point, choosing the ways to play, that kind of stuff. But then also having another call at another time to accommodate other people who can't make it during this time.
Yeah, that sounds good. And, you know, based on the demand, maybe they just need more one-on-one call, or if there's a, you know, bunch of folks that need to meet on a separate call, we can, you know, schedule that.
Yes, there will be separate calls in there. Exactly, Peter. There is a global youth league, as well as the Women and Girls League, as well as the Indigenous Peoples League and the Compassion Hub League. So those 4 leagues have kind of emerged at this moment. And they will have organizing committees kind of, and to a different degree, as well as within those regional compassion hubs. You have organizing committees like in Silicon Valley, in Louisville, in Austin, and in Seattle as well. I mean, so we're learning. Yeah.
So for some of the people that are brand new that are here, maybe just if you could speak a little bit to really the intents of the Tomorrow Together.
Okay.
The
So
5-year campaign, because that's new. What's that, Sandy?
Yeah.
I can't hear
We can't hear you, Sandy. We can see you.
You're muted.
Flailing my arms.
Yes.
putting up hand. I'm so sorry, but before you move off that time, I thought this is a good time to ask Isabel, because she works on a global community and these calls happen globally. And we want to make sure we can embrace Africa and Australia and, you know, these time zones that are so far off. What is ideal? Doesn't the URI meet at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning?
Pretty much, yeah, just to guarantee that we catch our Asia, Southeast Asia Pacific folks as well, because that gets to be pretty late for them. But what we're trying to do, Sandy, is we're trying to consolidate the organization of the reports through Maria's work. And so she'll kind of be the liaison with the other folks, because otherwise it just gets to be a little confusing to get those folks on. An earlier call would be better for our folks, though. So even an 11 o'clock call is probably the latest that we can go. But for Maria and myself to participate in the calls, this timing is fine. If there's an opportunity for a cooperation circle who's looking for more information, then maybe if there's an option for an earlier call, they can jump in on that.
Okay, I just wanted
Thank
your
you,
voice
Sandy.
for the conversation. Thank you. Sorry, John.
Thank you.
That's great.
Okay, so let me just say this. Tomorrow Together grew out of 9/11 Day, which grew out of 2 guys who determined to make it a day that wasn't about 9/11, but really was about 9/12, and that incredible sense of unity and compassion that the world felt. And David Payne and Jay Uak, his partner, who lost his brother in the towers, lobbied and did all the work to eventually have, in 2009, President Obama recognize 9/11 as a National Day of Service. And it's a day that's celebrated actually around the world. And what's remarkable this year is it's the 15th anniversary of 9/11. And what many people don't know, I didn't at least, was that 15 years ago, that was the International Day of Peace. That the way it was at the UN used to open the General Assembly with it being the International Day of Peace. Now, next year it was moved to September 21st. That's kind of remarkable. And this year being the 15th anniversary is launching this 5-year campaign, Tomorrow Together, which I've shared, I think, with everyone. There's a nice one-page description. It's a remarkable, broad coalition. If you haven't seen that, let's get that to you. But it's all about bringing young people together to learn about each other and do good deeds in a global expression of hope for a better tomorrow. And there are objectives, and we've put together in this call to play slides that you can use tailored to your community and lay out the different objectives, because it is about unity, it is about empathy, it is about service. You know, we were just at the Points of Light conference where we kicked this off, and that hashtag Service Unites really says a lot, because David talked about the dynamic he experienced where he and another group who weren't really knew each other, were very different. This goes back to your thing, Jan. But when they came together to start the third organization, that united them together. And that was a way that learning and healing happens. As you know, Indigenous people say that learning is healing and healing is learning. So that point that he was making, that when he came together with a group that he was unfamiliar with, didn't feel the synergy with, but by them committing together to perform service on behalf of a third party, created a stronger dynamic and a greater sense of relationship between them. So I just wanted to put that out about Tomorrow Together. It's on the Slack channel. If any of you need help getting to Slack or registering your team, we're here to do that.
Yeah.
And what I'm taking away is this call is a good time. We'll keep doing this call, but we'll find another time. Maybe it is 7 a.m. Okay, Shannon's putting everyone. I need to go into a meeting. Okay. We're finishing up this call. Thank you, Shannon, and thank you, everybody, for everything you're doing.
Before we finish, though, I just want to know from any of you, are there any questions that you have right now that would be, I mean, if anything is that you're wanting to know right now, we'd love to answer that. From any of you?
Yeah, it's funny. I had this intuition that kind of like everything was okay.
Oh, really? That's so funny, because I had an intuition that there was someone in the group that was like, I have a question. But
I do. This is Joan up in Carmichael. Yes. And what I'm wondering is, tomorrow we're having a Compassion Alliance gathering where we're, trying to build momentum and getting more people on board and letting them know about Compassionate Capital Region and Compassionate California and Charter for Compassion. And so I'm wondering, what's the most effective way that we can be sharing what we're doing here?
Sharing what we're doing on the Compassion Games with the folks tomorrow?
What we're doing before the Compassion Games.
Yeah.
Is it just with our website? We already have, our website and a Facebook presence. So just be sharing what we're doing on those two things.
Okay. There is Facebook. There's a group as well as a page. There is a calendar. Yeah, people are waving. So does that mean we need to go? What that means. Okay. All right. But Joan, talking to someone or talking to Sandy, someone listening wants to say something. I mean, there is an event on our website, calendar. You can share what you're doing there, as well as on the Facebook group and on the Facebook page. But I know there's other practical things, and again, through Slack we can join up.
Mm-hmm. So, John, if you want to talk after, you can email me or call. But the next best step is to sign up to play, and all of these links and information all come to you once you sign up.
We'll do that. Okay. All right, great. We did it last year too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I can, wait, before you sign off, I can send you information about what we're doing on the Silicon Valley team as well. And you can post that on the Facebook page and let your other organization know.
Thank you so much.
Also
Sandy,
have a team organizers Facebook group, and there's a lot of action on that.
Okay, so we could just put stuff up there.
I can invite you into
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great.
You can do that.
I can also drive to your house and deliver you dinner if you'd like this later this evening.
Well, I'm coming down to Santa Clara, so on this weekend. So I would love to connect and get some phone numbers and.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Wow.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Sandy, I know, is eager to share. She is.
I'm so eager on this call. I'm sorry, you guys. I guess I'm getting excited. I just have to share with you what Compassion Capital Region's doing. And Jan, you're on the phone, so I'll mail you one of these. It's a little folder.
Okay.
This is Compassionate Capital Region with their logo. And right here, it's all front and back of the little things that they're involved with. But right there, can you see that? The Compassion Games.
Awesome. I love that.
Compassion California is in here too. They mentioned Compassion. It's a beautiful model for what we could all do if we have the resources to do them. So I just happen to have a stack of these here.
Awesome. Well, that's the example of an open platform, right? Where we're all sharing with each other. So
And-
bravo. Thank
And Sandy,
you.
if you could share that template on the Global Unity Games channel, that would be
Slack,
great, because
right,
maybe that's something that some of the teams here, not on this call, could use for.
Wow.
Put it front and back, sure.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, there you go. I am so grateful and inspired. Guys, this feeds me. Thank you for at a personal level. Thank you, Summer, at a personal level as well as a social level and community. We are so blessed to have each other. And each of us going up to Hollyhock to the summer gathering there for the third annual and bringing the Compassion Games there. The whole theme is survival of the kindest. So it's a privilege to be able to represent that this is happening in the world. You guys make it real for me. And what can I say except thank you, and may these days and weeks and months to come really make a difference in the world. It's our moment. Not now, when, and if not us, who, right?
That's right.
So, yeah, game on. Sign up to play compassiongames.org/Global Unity Games. That's the landing page. And there's a little button right there that says sign up to play.
Fabulous.
And that's
Game
where
on.
it begins.
Game on.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're amazing.